will be able to help you through any questions that you might have. Um, I would say some of the most common things that I run into when I'm working with entrepreneurs, especially startups. What I find is that a lot of people who are struggling with getting momentum is they lack this area of focus. They try to do launch one product, then the next product, and then another product, or they'll try to launch them all at once. It's kind of like if you're if you're trying to start a project around your home, and you're trying to do five things at the same time, but you realize like it just doesn't work that way. The same is very much true in business. If you want to succeed, if you want to sell a product or service correctly, you have to find one and focus on that in that moment for a set number of days, hours, weeks, and so on. The people who are most focused like this find ways to make things work for them. The people who are unfocused will do all these different things and all their energy is taken away from it, and it gets really hard to make it grow. Okay, so today I want to talk about that word of focus and how important it is when you're growing a business, when you're growing a company, whatever area in your life is right now. If you focus and you harness in your energy into that, there's a better chance you're going to find a way to get where you want to go, get what you want to get, and so on. Okay, so if you have any questions on business and whatever industry you're in, let me know in the comments, and I will definitely answer your questions as we're going through this. Okay. So we're talking about focus, right? How important it is to focus on what it is that you want, focusing on your business that you're trying to sell. A few of the clients that I've had come through my coaching program recently, there was a few of them that had, they had big ideas, right? They're trying to add all these different things into their workflow, trying to start this product, just add this service to it, add this as an upsell, add this and that. And the first thing that I worked with them through was, okay, hold on, time out. It's good to have that big vision, but if you want things to succeed, you have to target one focused area first, okay? And that focused area should be the thing that got you there in the first place. It should be your number one seller that you're going to be known for. Focus on that and make it big first before you get into the other areas, because that's where a lot of people run into problems. Is they try to do too much too soon, and they get discouraged early on, and they realize that it's tough. It's tough for them to rebound from that. So today we're focusing on how do we get from where we are to where we want to be. How do we use what we have? How do we sell that product? How do we sell that service in a way that gets people wanting to come back again and again and again? Which leads me to area number two, where I think a lot of people are having a tough time in their businesses and their startups, and even trying to expand. Is they get this product going, they get this service going, or they get a combination of both, and they run into a problem of people don't really understand what they're trying to do, what they're trying to solve. Every business out there is solving a problem. So if you want things to succeed for other people, you want someone to buy your stuff, you have to be solving a good enough problem for them to want to hand you a check, some money, exchange for your product or your service. That's what business is about. You are, as an entrepreneur, you are solving problems for other people, which is why they exchange money as a currency to exchange it for your product or your service. That's what it is, okay? So the bigger problem that you have to solve for people, the bigger opportunity that you have to make your business successful, especially during this time, right? One of the big things right now is hand sanitizer and masks, right? You've seen a lot of companies come from that, just from focusing on those key products alone. So whatever it is that you're working on right now, ask yourself, am I solving a problem that people are really suffering from, right? Are people really, without your product, without your service, if you were to put that into their life, whatever product or service that you're trying to sell, are you making their life better? Are you making their life easier? Because the more you can add ease to someone's life or their lifestyle or whatever, the bigger opportunity that you have as an entrepreneur. So think about that when you get into business. What type of problem am I solving? Am I making people's lives easier? Am I allowing them to get more peace of mind? Am I allowing them to have more time with their family? Am I allowing them, fewer trips to the grocery store? Am I allowing, happier times on the weekend? I don't know. Whatever it is that whatever industry you're in, ask yourself that. What type of problem am I really solving right now? And start to backtrack off of that. Another area I want to talk about really quickly is the importance of when you find that area in your life, your business. Okay, there's going to come a time that as people hear about your product, your service, that they're going to start asking more questions about who you are as a business owner, who you are as a brand, as a person behind the scenes. And one of the things that we did to control the narrative of what people, I guess, thought about that was we told a really effective brand story. So aside from solving all the problems that we did, we focused on uh, the message that people would relay for us. We did that through telling our brand story. So as you're growing and you're trying to make things bigger for yourself, your company, your ideas, and so on, ask yourself, what type of story are people saying about my brand behind the scenes? Because the number one way to control that is you initiate your own story behind your why of your company. And you can do it through a video, you could do it through a write up on your website, and you put that on your website so people see it. Every time they buy something, they know why they're buying it. And that's the story people will tell for other people as they're wearing your stuff, or they're using your stuff that they bought, or they're telling people about the service that they had through you, and so on. That's what we call getting organic marketing. You're getting people to tell your story for you because you're the person that initiated all that. You're the person who let people know right away about your why. A lot of companies don't do that, and I find that people will make up stories for them. Right? They'll say, I bought this company. I think this is what it's about, and they really have no idea. But if you're looking long term, if you're looking to grow something for a long time, for years upon years, which I think every entrepreneur should be doing, focusing on the long term, control the narrative, control your story, control your why that people will tell for you as they're talking about your product that they bought from you to a friend, to a family member, to a coworker, to so on and so forth. Okay, so that's what I wanted to focus on today's live streams, because it's a question that I get asked a lot about growing a business. So if you're an entrepreneur already, or you're looking to become a business owner in the future, think about that. Or if you're struggling right now, you are a business owner, you're having a hard time scaling that business, ask yourself, what is the narrative people are talking about when they hear about my brand, about my business? What are people saying? Right? And if you can, research that. Ask people about what, get people to, someone to call your customer and say, what was the first thing that you thought about when you heard about our business, or heard about our brand? What was the first thing? And start collecting data on what people are saying, because that's the narrative people are saying. And you want it to be positive. You wanted people to say, like, yeah, we went to this company because this, and that. You want to take it a step further. Well, one of the things that I do with my clients is I show them the power of social proofing your business, and using the power of testimonials, using the power of good reviews. One of the reasons people go to buy online, and one of the things that, for example, local businesses especially, if you go to any city in Canada, and you're looking for a restaurant, for example, probably one of the first things that you will do is more than likely you'll go on somewhere and you'll go and search for reviews on that area. Same with Facebook. You'll go and check, Facebook buy and sell, their reviews on, whatever they've been selling over the years. That is it's powerful. We get more buying decisions based on people's opinions about what they've purchased, their own reviews. Like, for example, like, let's pretend you wanted to go to a golf course, or you wanted to go to a concert, and you ask someone that's already attended their opinion. There's a good chance that you will value 90% more of that opinion than someone else's opinion that you don't even know. So it's very powerful how people perceive other businesses, how people's reactions to other companies, and how that rub off effect to other people and their family members. Their narrative in between that, from the purchasing point, from the marketing point to the purchasing point to the aftermarket of that, what's the narrative? If you can track all that, there's a really, really good chance that you can be in business for a very long time. Okay. All right. If there is any questions, I will answer them throughout this live stream. Again, it's Kendall here. We are talking about some of my tips on business, trying to show you how to market effectively, brand your product effectively, brand your service, whatever it is that you're trying to sell. I run into a lot of these questions all the time, and these are the things that I kind of share with my clients that hopefully will help you. And if any of you out there who's watching this right now, who has any questions, or maybe you're looking for advanced help, you can shoot me a message after this live stream, or even right now, and we can discuss possibly working together where I coach you. I only select a limited number of clients every 6-month period, every 6-week period. I only have a limited number of clients I work with, and I focus all my attention on those clients to help grow their businesses. And I've had really good reviews from them, helping them through processes, and I would love to help you. So if that's you, shoot me a message after this live stream, and we'll work on that. If you have any questions about any of the things that we were talking about today, you can go to my website, kendalnetmaker.com, and check me out there. All right. Thank you very much. Hello, Michelle. Good to see you. If you have any questions, please type it in the comments. I would love to answer your questions. All right. One of the things that I'm super, super passionate about right now is working with other business owners. So if that's you, reach out to me. I'd love to help you. One of the cool things that a lot of people get when they work with me is everyone that I use for web development, everyone I use for video producing, photography, Facebook ads, all that type of stuff. You get that through our coaching relationship. So everyone that I use, my clients get to use them, and it just saves a lot of time. It saves a lot of hassle, because one of the things that I used to do when I was a newbie entrepreneur is I used to think that I could do it all myself. But the moment I started investing in coaching, getting help, my business just went 10 times the speed right after that. And I wouldn't have, I wouldn't second guess that to this day. So that's my secret. If it wasn't for coaching, if it wasn't for mentoring, if it wasn't being a part of masterminds, my business wouldn't have grown so quickly, because I took the time to learn from people. I took the time to say, hey, I need a second opinion. Hey, that person is already done what I'm trying to do. I need to go learn from them. That's the kind of stuff I've done up until this point. So if that's you, I'm here to help. So here to answer your questions. If you guys have any questions today, again, it's Kendall here. I'm here to give you some business tips, helping you grow some companies, or even work with your staff to help them more effectively, and so on. I've had over 100 staff since I started as an entrepreneur, from retail to my speaking business to book writing and all that type of stuff. And I've been working with a lot of people, a lot of leaders, a lot of executives to help them manage their teams and be really, really effective. Okay. So any questions? Let's see what the feed is saying. Hello from Facebook. Hello, Stacy. Good to see you. If you have any questions, I am here to answer your questions. Again, we're talking about the business that you're in, the organization that you're in. I'm gonna re-say this again, because I think it's extremely, extremely important. There's one thing that you can take from today's live stream. It would be this: if you can track the branding process to the selling process to the after process, from the moment you start advertising what you're trying to sell, that process to someone coming to buy it, the process from the after process of them using it and what they're telling their family, their friends about it. If you can track that whole process, that is gold right there. because that right there is going to give you everything that you need to improve the product, to make it better, to advertise more effectively, and maybe make the second product, the third product, and so on. Because so many people, they'll make all these different products and they'll go through this whole process, never track it, and they wonder why they're out of business because they never took the time to track that whole process and wonder how it's serving the people who are buying from them. Okay. All right. Let's see. Let's answer some questions. What are some other ways to advertise your why other than videos on your website? Good question, Michelle. Um, it depends what industry, but if you're thinking of personal branding, um, so I'll tell you how I got started with this. When I got into my first brand, I focused a lot on just selling the stuff, right? And then when I started to get asked to go and speak, I started to tell people about the story of how, grade 5, my best friend helped me to take part in soccer. Him and his family helped me. They paid for my fees. They drove me to games and practices. It empowered me so much. And then a number of years later, I started Nietzsche Gear, and I wanted to do the same thing through a clothing company, through a percentage of the profits. So I would tell that story over and over again to the point where people would say, "Hey, man, that's like powerful stuff right there." And that was where I decided I was going to tell that story for a long time through this brand. So the first thing I did was I wrote it down. I wrote it word for word exactly how I want to say it. I would practice it like this in front of a camera, in front of a mirror, and eventually, when I had the confidence to, and I never really had confidence growing up. I never was. I had to develop all that stuff over time. I had to develop becoming a speaker. I was never a speaker. Some of you might be watching this. You'd be like, "Man, this he must be speaking for a number of years." I was quiet for a number of years. I never said much for a number of years because I was terrified. I was just like most people. I had a hard time speaking. So when I finally got the confidence to show up and tell the story over and over again, I hired a film crew to come and actually do this for me and capture the story. And that's the story that we now share. So if you go on my website, you'll actually see that original video. Hold on a second. Where is my? If you go to kendalnetmaker.com, you'll see the video on the Meet Kendal page. So that's the video, and I've been sharing that video. That video has been been the main video that I requested people to view to really understand why I do what I do. And when they view that, there should be an emotional connection to the buyer. There should be an emotional connection to the person you're serving. And if you can create an emotional connection with that story, that's powerful, because now you got them hooked into not just one, but potentially a number of purchases later on, and really good referrals will come from that. So be open to that. Be open to sharing that story, that why, because if you share a story, especially if it's personal, if you can share a story like that, people see, they'll look up to you, and they will look to you as, how can I say that? They will look to you as someone who is very courageous, because most people don't do that. Most people don't share personal stories because they're afraid of what people will think. I'm the same way. I used to think that for so long. What's this person going to think of me? So if you can share a story that is super impactful to that audience that you're serving, there's a good chance you can influence and inspire those people into to buying or to serving them, or whatever it is that you're trying to do. Okay, that story is important, and I work with a lot of entrepreneurs in bringing out the right story for whatever area that they're in, whether it's consulting, whether it's selling a product, whether it's an organization, a nonprofit, and so on. We help them through that process. All right, Charity, good to see you. Awesome. Charity, do you have any questions for this live stream? I'd love to help you along if you have any questions. Okay. Let's see. Stacy, I'm a VA. I help business with administrative tasks and take them away from what they really love doing. Awesome. Hey, Stacy, quick question. What is the number one thing that you feel most of your clients, their biggest problem is? Is it time? Is it a specific skill? Do you mind sharing that with all of us so we can possibly learn from you? Because I have a few VAs that been doing work with over the years, and everyone has a different field that I've been working with. Some of them are super focused, some of them are more researching, and so on. So I love to hear your input on that. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Cool. All right. So if there's any more questions, I am now taking questions on building your brand, building your business. Like I said in previous live sessions, I've been doing a lot of coaching for entrepreneurs, working with them, working with their businesses, and helping them grow. Okay, so if that's you're interested in possibly applying to being one of my students, I'd love to work with you. Go to my website, candlenetmaker.com, or you can message me through this live stream. I'd love to help you. All right, Stacy is saying, time management and social media presence is the main thing right now for her clients. That's the main problem that she's solving. That makes sense. That definitely makes sense, especially the time management. That's if you can alleviate tasks to other people, and it opens up more of your time to do more of what you're good at. That's a good investment right there. So good job, Stacy. That's awesome. Good for you. Let's see. Cool. Awesome. Awesome. Perfect. One of the this one's a little bit off the this one's more internal. I want to talk about something really quickly. Business, just like sports, just like most things in our life, is a mindset game. And what I mean by that is it's tough to be successful as an entrepreneur if you're always second guessing yourself. And second guessing yourself is a mindset game. It's a mindset game that literally cripples people into going after their dreams. So what I'm saying right now is if you're someone who has big dreams, big goals, the best way to learn and to really see if things will work out is by trying, continually throwing yourself out there to see a result of what happens from that. If you second guess yourself into anything over and over again, you're never going to get the result, good or bad. So entrepreneurs, to be successful, you have to throw yourself out there. You have to throw out your story. You have to throw out some marketing. You have to try out, a Facebook ad. You have to, create a product and see if it works. That's the best way you're going to learn something. You're not going to learn that in business school. You're going to learn that on the ground, going to try and sell something. You're going to learn that by picking up the phone, making a call, doing a Zoom meeting. Okay? Super important. You have to convince yourself up here first before it happens out here. Everything in our life, everything in your business, everything in your personal life, everything in your relationship starts up here before it manifests out here. So if you want things to work, you got to convince up here first. Number one thing people don't invest in is up here. They neglect it. And because they neglect their mindset, their physical world suffers. Their relationships suffer. You want things to get better, this has to get better. That's probably when I was about halfway through I don't know, 5-6 years ago, I made it an extreme priority because I went through like an epiphany moment when I started to really work on this stuff. And I started to work with coaches. I started to do some deep inner work, going to forgive people that I had to forgive, stuff like that. Really deep stuff, like deep work so I can grow. Because at a certain point, you're going to hit a wall, a peak. And then when you hit that peak, you're going to find things that maybe you haven't worked throughout your life. Maybe there's people you have to forgive. Maybe there's trauma you have to overcome. Maybe there's someone that's, that you created a negative mindset, negative story about someone that you have to, part ways from. I don't know what that is, but you're going to go through that. Everyone goes through that. Every successful person I know, when they're going on a path and they're trying to achieve a goal, they're trying to achieve a dream, they go through this wall they hit. And this wall is described as a problem, as a major obstacle. And as they get over that problem, as they blast through that obstacle, they find why they went through that thing in the first place. See, every time we go through these problems, these obstacles, there's 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 teaching moments in there. There's things that we're meant to go through so that we can get to the next step. We can't get to the next step if we don't go through those problems, those obstacles that are meant to teach us things to get to grow from, to get to that next step. You see, we all want the prize, but we don't want to become the people that we need to get to become to get the prize. We have to become a certain person to get somewhere. Your goal should be so big that you have to grow into a better person to get it. Okay. And I really hope that this live stream has helped all of you here today. And this is Kendal Netmaker, and hopefully today you're thinking about that and how important the mindset is. You want something great, you want a big goal, you want a big dream, you want to create that business, make it so big that you have to grow into that person to get that thing. Have an